Been down here to Southern Ontario with George Oregon for a couple of years, got my IFR and whatnot experience, and then went to DNR. So just a wide variety of experience in order to enable you to do and deal with all types of conditions. So here it comes in. It's probably just running its final checks for the water, and you will see it touch down on the water and go into full reverse thrust so that we can stop in time.
Now, when you say reverse thrust, it's not necessarily that the engines suddenly go in reverse to stop the aircraft. Is that correct?
It's the propellers. It's the engines manipulating the controls of the propellers to enable it to stop in a shorter distance, as you can see.
Now, there's no additional controls on the aircraft aside from the rudders, the elevators, and the ailerons. How do you control an airplane when it's floating on the water like that?
Well, there's a big tail, so you use the rudder much like a sailboat and steer by it. You hear the engines revving up. He's using differential thrust on each engine to turn it around, let it spun here, and then he'll steer it back, hopefully towards the open brake wall here, so you can see this magnificent plane. Apologies. Sit in the water at extremely low water level mark, which is always mind-boggling.
Now, you may have touched on this already, but walk us through again, if you will, some of the modifications as this airplane was transitioned from a 215 into a 415.
Well, actually, from the 215 to a 415, the biggest thing is from 2 doors to 4 doors, hence the change of name from 215 to 415. Turbine engines being another thing, so the old radial engines used to spit out a lot of oil and whatnot, and now we got turbine engines made by Pratt & Whitney, which are another great Canadian product and indestructible. And with that power, 2,380 horsepower each side of the wing on each engine, they have to make certain aerodynamic advancements into the tail. The winglets, which are off the end of the wing, they're like fences, they go straight up and whatnot like that. Inside the flight deck too, it's a little bit more advanced with flat screens and panels, and they're even improving that nowadays where they're upgrading the avionics in all these airplanes.
It is truly a remarkable airplane, and it is been flying for several decades now. And just like the B-52 bomber, for example, in the United States Air Force inventory, once you have a design that works, it's really hard to let go of it, isn't it?
It is, and that's why they're just basically not even changing much with the 515, except for the avionics and upgrading it to, today's technology, if we'd say that. So.
All right, so we're just going to get the CL415 turned around. It's important to note that this is, while it is an amphibious airplane, you can also land it on the ground.
Yes, so you can see the wheels sticking a little bit just above the watermark on the side, the rear wheels, the main gear is what we call it, and obviously the nose wheel is underneath, and it's going to head back to Pearson Airport where our AME Max 2 Bang LaForge is awaiting it to keep it serviced, and it will likely head back up to Sault Ste. Marie tonight and be doing some more work for our beautiful province tomorrow.
So originally, I guess de Havilland Canada was a part of the design process of the CL215. It's got those big wings, they're really thick, fat wings that produce lots of lift. In this takeoff, what kind of length of a runway is it going to be? What's the takeoff run?
Well, you'll see here, he's going to start up. Actually, we're probably just running some more checks as they spin around. I noticed yesterday, after I watched the video last night, that we were basically taking off just before the red marker here, in between the fireboat and the red marker, and we were definitely airborne by the yellow marker, just on the edge of your line of sight by the seawall there. So it's depending on wind and temperatures, of course, it makes a big difference. When we were out in BC, we were scooping at 3,000–4,000 feet altitude in the mountains, so it also affects it.
So I asked this question yesterday, and I'm going to ask it again today. If I'm enjoying a beautiful Monday Labor Day weekend out on the lake and I see one of these birds starting to circle the lake, what should I be doing?
We ask that everyone just move to the shoreline, let the water bombers do their job. It's basically a fire truck with wings, and we're trying to get to the scene of the incident as quickly as possible so that no one or nobody or their assets get hurt.
And look at that short takeoff run.
Apparently, yes, they're going to do a loop around here while they clean up the